Dude, just one hit can kill me right now.
Get down. That's good, that's good. Alright, you gotta knock this Omega. You just gotta focus on him. Flame! 15! No! Yes! Yes! Finish him, finish that time, dude. Get his mats, get his mats. Oh no. Nice.
Oh! That is a play, boys! Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Deer, as you can possibly tell. My real name is Reagan. I was about to say Regan, but don't worry about that. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you sort of like a mini-series to teach you on how to become a better Fortnite player. Now, I personally play on Xbox, and I do have a background knowledge, as I do play for a type of esports. So, I know a thing or two. Mostly because I play 6+ hours a day, but don't tell my mum that. She should be thinking that I'm going to uni. So for today, I'll be showing you the beginner stuff, but don't click off because there are things that I was unaware of for quite some time, and many of my pro friends were unaware of until I told them. And the biggest plus is that you can't learn to run until you can learn to walk. So keep that in mind. Before we begin, do me a solid and like and subscribe. I will appreciate those button presses, and it'll show me what you guys want in the future. So, as this is a beginner's guide, there are some obvious ones and some not obvious ones, so let's begin this. Don't be lazy. Make sure you're always building around yourself when healing and reviving. I cannot tell you how many times I've died from not building, or when a teammate revives me from not building. It's so frustrating. This is as my viewers would know, this is the most personal peeve of mine. And let me just give you a little scenario here. Do you know when you've done some fully sick plays and then you get downed? So after being down for 20 seconds, your teammate finally comes over and starts rezzing you. But he does it in the middle of the open without building some cover. You guys know what happens after that. I've already painted the picture for you. You just need to use some imagination to figure out what happens there on. Anyway, so the added reason to creating full cover actually prevents being pushed when you can't afford it. And after the first 20 seconds of being revived and you haven't been shot at, you know that you have all the time in the world to pull full shield, get going, reload your guns, and building the coverage also stops those pesky headshots from snipers. In late meta, Season 5, every person snipes, sits in a little base and snipes. So this is going to be a huge difference from placing 10th or 1st in most game situations. This tip can actually be applied to any scenario when you have to stand still for any point in time. Trust me, being shot in the head while scratching your head or popping a mini shield and losing the game is one of the most frustrating things ever. So, just the tip is just build cover when doing things. Plan where you're going to land and which area of the map you're going to travel to next. Don't let the storm catch you out. So, going into the first bit, getting to know where you land at different POIs or places of interest is critical. So, landing in the middle of the soccer field of Pleasant or the car park of Retail will give you a death wish. You're gonna die. Now, I'm not saying don't land there, because I land there myself, so it'd be a hypocrite for me to say don't land there. But just be aware of anyone else's landed around you, and what items they have. If you land with a pistol or a revolver, and you see the dude with a drum gun or a tac shotgun, you better start running, because you're gonna die. The second point of this second point, so 2.2, is that just be aware what the storm is. I've said this just before, but trust me, from my experience, you don't want to become a storm chaser. Especially now, you're probably just gonna die. By the time you eventually get to the point of in the inner circle, you're gonna get sniped in the head by the guy standing from point 1. But if you're not as good of a player, or if you are solo squatting, you should know how rotations work. And I'm going to go this in my advanced part, in part 2 of this. But you want to rotate to the closest point of where the previous storm began. I know it sounds a bit confusing and tongue-twisted, but that point is where you shouldn't have too many people around you, and it should be easier for you to get to the higher placings in the game. Be prepared for anything. Make sure you have a good variety of weapons, short and long range, and of course healing. I mean, do you know when you come across people and you kill them and they have no healing, and you just question how they go about their lives? Now, this might seem silly. I mean, everyone knows this, but I still think I should preface this because this is a beginner's guide. I didn't know how to start this point really, but you know, you need to have a good setup of guns. You know, it's just the funniest thing when you see people carrying 3 scars because it's a scar. Like, you just go, what, you could have had a shotgun and SMG. Like, 3 scars won't do you anything because you're only going to use 1 anyway. So don't carry 3 scars. Have a good variety of weapons, you know. And particularly since the buff / nerf in Season 5, and SMG is probably the biggest thing you need in game. I mean, it's sad to say, I like SMGs, don't get me wrong, but it's become like Call of Duty. But so this is what my typical setup is. It's an AR, shotgun, preferably attack, but I'm sort of switching between attack and pump now. An SMG, my bandages, or I typically prefer mini shields because how I play, and then a variety weapon, which grenades, sniper, rocket launcher, anything, doesn't matter. But that's what I usually have. I usually pick up a hunting rifle. Just don't have a second scar. You don't need it. You just put the second scar on the floor, put a spike trap in if you don't want anyone using it. You know, that's all I can say. Don't be a bush camper. It wastes your time and everyone else's time. Please, please, please do not camp in the bush or a base or anything in the final storm. At Season 5, I've realized that there's a lot of people that, you know, you get to the top 10, circles, you know, quarter of a square, it's very, very small, and there's 10 people left, and you just go, where is everyone? You look up in the sky, there's no sky base, and you go, okay, so everyone's just sitting there doing the camping game. And now, it's very annoying for pro players like me, because like I want to be able to finish my game as quick as possible to get to the next one, and I don't want to get into a fight and get shot from a dude that's crawled behind me. And so for you, it wastes your time because, you know, you don't actually get any favors from it. You don't become a better player. Personally, the best way to get better is, you know, and a lot more wins, is actually to not camp in a bush, but to expose yourselves to very hard situations, like go to Tilt, go to Paradise Palms, keep dying until you get exposed to hard situations. This is going to push you to become a good player. You may die and lose heaps, but, you know, there isn't just any benefit to get into the top 2 by camping in a bush just to get killed in 3 seconds because you didn't know what you were doing. In duos and squads, communicate with your teammates and know who's stacking what bandages, and you don't waste space or you don't double up on things. And now for this, it can only apply to games where you're actually playing with someone with a mic, or even just someone who you're able to communicate with. I typically carry mini shields, like I said before, and ask if the other person can carry med kits, bandages, whatever. This is because I know that I'll give the other player mini shields within a 5-second window if they need them. And the sort of player who I am is that I take better advantage of the mini shields. I attack very quickly, I go in, so I prefer to have like 2-second healing of 25 health. I need that. I don't want to be stuck there carrying bandages and get like very low health, and you know, it's just a nightmare for me personally. So if you are a person that likes to carry bandages, so going to the first point, if the whole team's carrying bandages or just mini shields, there becomes a big deficit of health, because, you know, once you all get low, you can only bounce back to a certain point. So if you all had bandages and you all get to low health, the max health you all can have is 75. Whereas if some people have mini shields, some people have bandages, some have med kits, whatever, you can get your health much higher without having to, you know, stress out. Because like I've done squads, personally I've done squads where I've gone in and the whole squads have bandages. I mean, there was no mini shields for me to pick up, and we're all just running around with 75 health and all go at one shot. It's not fun. It's funny, but it's not, you know, you just get pulled straight back to the lobby super quick. Number 6, when running, don't just run in a straight line and be aware of your surroundings. Now, this is still a beginner tip. I know it sounds silly, but when you get shot at, you can just jump, or you can just, you know, build a ramp or wall, and that will stop you from getting hit as much, especially when you're in a situation from part 5 where you don't have much health, and so you don't want to get shot. You can't risk getting shot. So, you know, build ramps so you can jump over, but just don't run in a straight line, because even if you're not getting shot at, you might get lead sniped and you probably will die, because there are some pretty excellent players out there. To my second point of this tip, be aware of your surroundings. Don't be that guy that shoots at a wall for 30 seconds, because you will get shut down by a sniper or someone else with a shotgun just running past. If you are aware there is a huge base to the north of you, put a wall up in that direction to give you some sort of cover. Much like my first point of this video, that they typically will not bother you because they can't see you, and they'll know that you know that they're there. Tongue twister, I know, but it will save you so much trouble, because you know, that's basically it today, guys. If you liked the video, give it a share, and if you have any other tips, be sure to post it below. Maybe I'll compile them all together and make another video. If you're still sitting they're wondering what to do, I do Fortnite gameplay of all shapes and sizes, so give them a watch. And yeah, peace dudes.